Good morning. Welcome to the re-recording of our International Pilates Day class. A few little tech issues, so we're going for our second round. Today, the main focus is going to be around our lumbopelvic stability, a little bit of shoulder stability as well, as usual, bit of an all-over workout. So we're going to start lying on our backs. Get you to lay down, feet flat, in front of your knees bent, and just start all the way down on your back. So we're going to start with a few little pelvic tilts here. So we're exhaling to roll the pelvis backwards. Feel the lower back flatten against the mat and the tailbone lift slightly. Inhale, come back just to that neutral position. Exhale, tuck under, and then inhale, back to flat. Let's just do that 3 more times. And every time you tuck under, I want you to feel as though you're just starting to engage your buttock muscles a little bit to create that tilt, and then you're pulling through your stomach muscles to pull the pelvis under. One more time, and then we're going to rest in our neutral position. So we'll come back to neutral and hold there. When you're in neutral, we should have a little bit of space under the lower back, about enough to fit a little blueberry without letting it roll away. And you should feel then that your tailbone is the heaviest part of your spine on the mat. Across the collarbones, we're nice and broad, and the back of the head, the back of the neck, is low. So you'll feel like your chin is slightly tucking under. From here, engage your pelvic floor, feel a little firmness between your hip bones there in your lower stomach area. And let's exhale, bring one leg to tabletop, and then inhale, lower it down. Other side, will exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Whilst you're alternating here, see if you can feel that your weight stays really central on your tailbone. So when you lift one leg, you're not rocking your pelvis to the side. Good. Try and use that breathing pattern, exhaling as you lift up and inhaling as you lower down. When you're lifting the leg, you should also feel that your stomach stays nice and flat. So we're going to keep our hands here throughout this whole warm-up to make sure that we don't lose that control through those lower abdominals. If you do start to feel your stomach sort of poking upwards, that means you haven't quite got the strength there. You might need to draw in a little more firmly or return back to the level before. So let's keep the right leg at tabletop now and bring the left one up to join. And then pop the right foot down, left foot down. So you're going up, up, down, down. Aim to keep your knees at 90 degrees. So the movement here comes from the actual hips rather than bending and straightening through the knees. Down, down. Let's keep going here. Up, up, down, down. Again, just checking that the lower back is still a little bit open. Down, down. The next time we come to tabletop, we're going to stay there. Holding here, we're onto toe taps. So you exhale, tap the floor with your toes. Inhale, lift back up. Good. So another progression here. As you tap the floor, imagine that there's a puddle on the ground that you're just gently dipping your toes into and then back out of again. So there's no actual weight going onto your foot as it taps the ground. Exhale, lower, inhale, lift. We're going to change our pattern a little bit here. Let's go one, and then the other, and then both. Good. One, and then the other, and then both. Now, as both toes tap down, your lower back is probably going to want to arch. So you just have to work a little bit more strongly through those lower abdominals to keep that spine in your neutral position. Let's do one more here. Tap, tap, and both. And then we'll hold in tabletop. Bring your hands behind your head. Let your head be heavy in your hands. Interlace your fingers behind your head and let your thumbs draw down the back of your neck. You're going to curl forwards and stay lifted. In your chest lift, think about your ribs drawing down towards your hips. And let's keep going with our single, single, and double. Very good. Single, single, and double. Well done. Keep going. Out, out, out. Good. Excellent. Keep going. If your neck gets tired or sore, you can always put your head down. It doesn't have to stay up. You'll still be working those lower abdominals, even if you keep your head down on the ground. Hold here in tabletop. We've got an option to progress now if you'd like it. Otherwise, you can keep doing what you're doing. Our progression is to extend our legs long. Let's go back to just singles to start with. Exhale as you lengthen, inhale to return. As the leg goes long, that's when you want to feel your stomach muscles work a little harder. Single, single. Good. One more time like this, and then we've got another progression here. So your progression, stretch the right leg out, keep it long, stretch the left leg out, pull the right back in, left back in. So we go out, out, in, good, out, out, in. 2 more times like this, and then we're going to lead with the left leg. One more time with the right leg leading. In, pause here. Let's go left, right, left, right. Well done. Left, right, left, right. 3 more times. And then we've got one more exercise in our abdominal warm-up. Right, left, right. Last time. Out, out, in, hold. Right leg to the ceiling, left leg long. Take your hands behind your right calf. Pull your leg towards you, 2 little pulses, and then swap. Pulse, pulse, swap. Pulse, pulse, swap. So the chest stays lifted. You're still working those stomach muscles, but now we're also getting a little stretch down the backs of our legs as we pull them towards us. If you want to go higher, you reach a little longer up the back of your leg towards your ankle. That will get you a bit more of a chest lift and a bit more of a stretch. Try and work through your thigh muscle here to keep the leg nice and straight. Let's go for 5. Swap. 4. Swap. 3. Swap. 2. Swap. And last one. Back to the middle and rest. Well done. Give your knees a little rock from side to side. Place your feet down on the mat now. Hands are by your sides, but palms are facing upwards and your head is resting down. We're moving on to our bridging sequence. So last week we worked with our feet flat on the floor and we're moving through our arms. This week we're going to work into some single leg bridges. So I would like to start with our feet just a little closer together than last time where we were a bit further apart. Palms facing upwards, chest is open. Start with that pelvic tilt that we began the class with, and then roll your hips up towards the ceiling. Really press down through your heels, squeeze through your buttock muscles, and then roll back down, exhaling the whole way. Come down to rest. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck it under. Squeezing through those buttock muscles. We're going to start with 5 like this before we move on to our progressions. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, rolling up. Inhale at the top and exhale to roll back down. 2 more times. This is a good chance to catch your breath after all that abdominal work we just did. And then rolling down. One more time, we're going to hold it at the top. Holding here. Try and keep your hips as level as you can. Keep your arms light on the ground, but they are there to help steady you. Squeeze through your left buttock. Lift your right foot off the floor and reach it to the ceiling. Keep your right leg where it is now and roll back down through the left leg only. We would replace your right foot. Roll your hips to the ceiling. Hold it at the top, take the left leg to the ceiling. Roll back down through the right leg only. Good. Both feet to the floor, we roll up. Hold, right leg lifts. And then we roll down through that left leg. We're going to keep alternating here a couple more for each leg. When you get to the top of your bridge, make sure your ribs aren't flaring. Your ribs are drawing down towards your hips so that you're nice and switched on through the front of your stomach wall and the back of your legs. Good, let's roll up. Left leg lifts and roll down. Good, we're going to change our pattern a little bit for the next one. So we roll up through 2 legs. We lift the right leg, roll down through the left, but keep the right leg lifted. Roll back up through the left. Right leg down, left leg lifts. We roll down and then back up again. Well done. Left leg down, right leg up. rolling down and rolling back up again. Keep alternating here. We'll do 2 more for each side, and then we'll do some single leg lifts the whole way. Good, really drive through the heel. Make sure you're using the back of your leg. Up, swap, and down. Last one, up, swap. Lift that right leg. We go 5 times through the left only, all the way down, all the way back up. Imagine that you're trying to touch the ceiling with your right foot. We keep that leg nice and straight. Down and up for 3. Good. 2. 1 more. Let's lift it up. Hold it at the top, swap over. Left leg comes to the ceiling, and then we roll all the way down and up for 5. Good. 4. 3. Last 2 here. 2. Well done. And 1. Left foot comes down, and let's roll all the way down. Well done. Rock your knees side to side. Give your lower back a little stretch out. And then come over onto your right side. We're going to place the hand under your head. You can either have the arm out long, or you can have your elbow bent. That's what I find more comfortable. You can always prop up like this, but I find that shrinks my waist too much. So, head on your arm. Now, when you come into your side lying position, I want you to look at your knees. Your knees should be stacked directly on top of each other. If you're a bit off center, you'll notice you'll notice that your knees are not together. So knees are together, and that means that your left waist is moving away from your left ribs, and you've got a little gap under your right waist. We're going to sweep our feet back behind us, keep the heels glued together, and let's start with some clams. We're just going to do a few here with the feet down to get used to this movement, this rotation of the hip, using the buttock muscles to create that movement. Let's do another 5 here before we move into our level 2. We've got 3 levels to do today. 2, 1 more. Pop your knee down, lift your feet up. This is your new starting position. Now with your feet up, make sure you haven't closed that space under your waist. And then we're going to exhale to lift and inhale to lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Good. Now we want to really keep those heels together. So try not to come through the toes. Heels are together. That will help us to engage a bit more through our glutes muscles rather than your hamstrings. And really work at keeping the pelvis square. So when your knee lifts, it's tempting to roll back, but you'd rather not go as far and keep the hips square than take the knee right up and end up rolling back and losing your form. Let's go for another 10 here. Good. 9. And I want you to really give it a squeeze at the top. That's it. 7. 6. 5 more before we hold that knee up. 5. 4. 3. 2. One more time. Lift your knee and hold. What we're doing here is straightening the leg out and in. So the knee stays lifted, the thigh stays up, and we're just extending through the knee joint. Foot comes forward and then it comes all the way back to tap the other heel. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2 more here, and 1 more. Let's bring that leg back, lower the feet, stretch the leg out long. We're nearly done. Really reach your heel towards, away from you, and let's circle round, round, round. Let's do another 10, 9 before we reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep the bottom leg nice and relaxed. 3, 2, 1. We go back the other way for 10, 9, 8, 7. Really stretching that leg away from you. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Bring your knee onto the floor in front of you. Grab it with your right hand and open across to the floor. You can pull that knee up towards you. You can rock back and forth, whatever feels good. Well done. Coming up to sitting now into a mermaid position. So the left knee is bent or both knees are bent. The left leg is off to the left-hand side and the right foot is towards the left thigh. Sit nice and tall and try and get your left hip as close to the ground as you possibly can. If it's not touching the ground, that's okay. It might be a little bit lifted, but try not to let that gap get any bigger throughout this stretch. We're opening our arms wide to the side. Take a breath in, breathe out, bring your right hand to the floor, bring your left arm overhead. Now, when we're in this position, the elbow should be bending back towards you, not out to the side. So it comes in, it's like you're trying to touch your elbow to the floor. Then we'll lift up, press through that right hand, come over to the left-hand side, bending the left elbow also in towards you, and feeling a nice stretch down that right side. Press up and swap. So we want to imagine like your body is wedged between two panes of glass here. So when we're moving up and down and side to side, we're not actually twisting at all. Please stay nice and straight through those side stretches. We're going to add a little twist to our next one. Let's come up and over. Left hand to the floor, right hand overhead, pause there. And now turn forwards, bring your right hand to the floor. Feel a really nice stretch all down that right side and hold here for 3 breaths. As you breathe in, try and fill your ribs, really feel deep into the base of your rib cage. 1 more breath in and out. Good, come and sit up from there. So moving on to our side bend, which is a side plank in Pilates talk. You'll be on your right hand and your left foot predominantly, and we'll set it all up together. So left knee is bent, left foot is flat on the ground. The right foot rests behind the left foot on the edge of the foot. Right hand on the floor beside you, left palm on your left knee. Now we're going to do a practice one so that we make sure we get the right length here. So when you do lots of side planks, you kind of work out where all your body parts need to be, but sometimes the first one can be a little bit off. So we're going to press down through the right hand and the left foot, and we're going to lift the legs up, lift the hips up, reach the left arm over your head. You want to be in a nice sort of banana shape here, reaching the left arm over and really pushing up through that right palm so your shoulders nice and strong. Hold here for a breath in. And then as you breathe out, come back down, bending both of those knees and come into rest. So if you'd like to move anything, please do. Put your arm closer or further, whatever it needs, and then we're going to go up again. So let's press through the hand, press through the feet, lift the hips. Hold here if you want. If you want to challenge yourself more, bring your left leg to the ceiling and hold here. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the foot down, bend the knees and rest. We'll go again, lifting up, hold that plank, reaching long, lift the leg if you want, and hold again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to rest. Should still feel those left glutes working a bit. Go one more time. We're holding this last one for 10 seconds. When you're ready, pressing up, reaching overhead, find the plank, lift your leg if you want, and we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Roll your shoulders backwards 3 times, forwards 3 times, and then we're swapping sides. So we'll lie down on our left side, elbow or upper arm under the ear, legs nice and square together, feet a little bit back behind you. So we're not tucked up in front, we're back. That's just to open up the hips a bit. Push the right hip away from you. Make that gap under your left waist. And we'll start with our level 1 clam. So we exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Keep those heels really glued together. And you can even try squeezing your heels. And that might help to give you a bit more recruitment through your glute muscles. Exhale, lifting, inhale, lowering. Let's do 5 more here. 4, keeping that gap there, keeping the ribs drawing in. 2 more. Low down, and 1 more. Good, we go feet in the air, but we don't lose that nice gap there. Exhale, lift, inhale, low. We've got 20 here. So a longer set, And it's full range. So you open all the way to the ceiling and then you all the way down to touch the other knee. We're going to go into the internal rotation there, and then up into external rotation there. Very nice. This is more challenging because it's less stable, but also because it's through a bigger range of movement. Try and use that breathing. Good. That's halfway through. We've got 10 to go. Let's go for 10. Start again. 9. Good. 8. 7. 6. 5 more. 5. 4. 3. Keep those heels glued together. 2. We lift and hold. Holding here. Straighten that knee. We've just got 10. Still working back here. 9. Thigh doesn't move. Just the knee straightens and bends. Good. Let's go for 5. 4. All the way back to tap the other heel. 3. 2. And 1. Come down. Stretch the right leg out long. Really reach it. Last little bit here is our circles. 7, 6. Bottom leg stays relaxed. 3, 2, 1. Back the other way. Make sure you're stretching. Make sure you've still got your gap. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Pull that knee across. Open your chest. Back towards the floor. Okay. Let's come up for our mermaid stretch. So this time the right knee is bent away from you and the left foot is beside the right thigh. Sitting up tall, getting both hips flat on the floor as best you can. Let's reach our arms wide. Take a breath in, and we'll exhale, reach down to the left first. Elbow bends in towards you. Right arm comes overhead. And if you can rest your forearm flat on the floor, that's great. Over we go, press up through the left palm and reach over to the right. Again, angling that elbow down towards the ground. Pressing up, coming back through the middle, and then come over. Pressing up, arms are wide, and then we come over. One more time to the left, and then we'll add our twist on the right. Up and over, reach through the left arm, hold for a moment, and then we turn forward, bring the left hand to the floor. You might notice one side's a little stiffer than the other. 3 big breaths in and out here, feeling deep into your rib cage. One more. Good. And then coming on out of that stretch. Okay, so time for our side plank or our side bend. Let's open that right knee towards the ceiling. Bring the left foot in behind it. Left hand to the floor. Try and get an idea of where you were on the other side, and right hand on top of the right knee. Let's do our test run where we reach up and overhead. Find that stretch and hold. Good, so you should have been able to straighten your legs, should be able to lift up nice and tall through your left shoulder. So it's like you're pushing your whole body, your whole waist up and away from the ground. Let's come down and rest. Readjust if you need to. We'll go up again, hold that plank. And if you feel stable enough, we'll take 1 foot off the ground, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we come down. Very nice, let's go again. We've got one more 5-second hold, followed by our final 10-second hold. We lift up, take that right foot to the ceiling. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, well done. Again, should be feeling the right glutes work a bit to hold that leg up. And then you want to squeeze a bit through your underneath glutes to hold yourself stable. Last one, let's lift up, hold nice and strong. Get your balance. Let's lift that right leg if you want to and hold for 10, 9, 8. Pushing nice and strong through your left shoulder. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Okay, our next exercise is in 4-point kneeling. So come onto your hands and knees. If your wrists are uncomfortable, we're just going to give them a little bit of a stretch to start with. But if your wrists get sore when you're weight bearing through them, you can make a fist on the ground instead. That's just one way to take the load off the wrist themselves. So I'm going to go flat palms, but yeah, you can go knuckles if you want. The other option is elbows, but as you can see, that kind of changes the angle of your body quite a bit. So that would be your last resort. Let's come up onto hands and knees. Knees are under hips, hands are under shoulders, spine is neutral. So we'll dip the spine down, look forward, and then we'll tuck the bottom under, round the spine as much as you can. Tuck it under, move from the tailbone towards the head, and then we'll go from the tailbone towards the head again into flexion. Let's find our neutral position and hold here for a moment. So you should really feel a connection here between your ribs and your hips, and you'll have to switch that on yourselves. To prepare for our single leg slides, I want you to push your right palm firmly into the ground without moving anything. And as you do that, feel that your left knee becomes a little heavier and your right knee becomes a little lighter. Then we're going to slide the right leg along the floor, keeping the toes in contact with the ground. And then just slide that leg back in and nothing should have moved. You can imagine you've got your margarita on your lower back here, and you definitely don't want to spill that. Let's press the left palm and the right knee heavily into the ground. Feel the left knee become lighter and slide the left foot along the ground. Now it's pretty normal to be a little bit stronger on one side than the other. So let's just alternate here, getting that initial engagement through the anterior sling, so through the front, the muscles in the front of your body, before you go and slide that leg away. Good. On the next one, we're going to slide the right leg out, hold it long. Now I want you to squeeze your right glutes a bit and lift your leg off the floor. When you lift the leg, we want to see that the back's not arching, okay? So your spine stays completely neutral, your leg lifts to about hip level, and then we lower it back down and slide it back in. Left leg slides, hold a moment, engage through your tummy, and then squeeze the left buttock to lift that leg to about hip level. Well done. And lower back down. Let's do one more for each side. So what we're doing here is we're preparing for our full planks, which we're coming up to next. And we're going to do some leg lifts in the full plank position. Last one here on the left. Very good. All right. So I want you to keep your hands exactly where they are. This is preparing for our planks. And then bring your knees back away from you. So now we should have the hands out in front of the shoulders and the knees still above the hips. We're going to curl the toes under so they're nice and flat on the ground. The reason our hands are out in front of us is for two reasons. We're going to bring our plank forward onto the hands, but I also want you to get used to not relying too much on your arms for your plank position. So engage through your tummy here. We're just going to hover the knees. Lift the knees, hover them a little bit, but don't bring your weight forward on your hands. And just feel how much of the work is in your legs and your stomach here. Let's do 5 of these. We breathe out, palms are flat on the ground. Exhale, lift, inhale, hold, exhale, lower. So the shoulders are really strong and they're definitely helping, but we're really using our abdominals here to create that movement. Let's do 2 more and then we're going to press forward into our full plank. And one more time, let's hover the knees and hold. Hold here, press out in front of you, straighten the legs, find a plank position. Now, similarly to the side planks, we do a practice one because we might need to change where our hands are resting. At the moment, I feel like my hands are a little bit too far back and it's folding my wrists too much. I could stretch my feet back over my heels, or I'm just going to put my hands a little bit further forward for the next one. So when you're ready, let's hover the knees, hold, press forwards over the palms, hold, and then bend the knees, come back over them, and then lower down. So we've got 4 very separate movements. We hover, we press, hold there, pressing your chest away from the floor, tightening through your stomach muscles, sort of puffing the chest up away so we're not sagging. And then we hover the knees and we rest back down. Let's go another one. Good. Hold, come back and rest. And then we've got one more round and we're going to hold this one for our leg lifts. So let's hover, press forwards, hold here. Nice and strong, using the tummy. Think of the anterior chain across the front of your stomach wall. Let's squeeze that right buttock, lift your right foot off the floor. Pop it back down and left. Exhale to lift the leg, Inhale to lower it. We're here for 5 on each side. Lift, lower, make sure you're using your stomach muscles here, keeping your chest lifted away from the floor. Think you're connecting between those ribs and hips. 2 more for each leg. 1 more for each. Good. Land that foot back down. Hover your knees off the ground. Put them down and sit back into your child's pose. Take 3 nice deep breaths here. Catch your breath. And then we're going to press up from there. Okay, we've got one more bit of effort of class before we finish with our stretching. So we're going to finish today with our boat pose or teaser preparation. So can I get you to come into a seated position? Feet are in front of you, knees are bent. We're going to start sitting up nice and tall. I want you to feel your weight sitting on top of your sit bones, all right? So we're not slouching here, we're up tall. Place one hand behind each of your thighs and then tuck your bottom under and just roll back onto your tailbone, off the back of your sit bones until your arms are a little bit more extended. Not fully out straight, you're not hanging off your legs, so you're using the stomach muscles, but you're in sort of half of a roll down. All right, switch on the tummy muscles. Let's pick one leg up. Hold it there. The shin should be nice and horizontal. Pick the other leg up and hold. If you feel okay here, reach your arms long and hold here. Let's breathe in and out and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come back, feet come back down. So that's your first level. We're going to progress and build, but if you ever want to come back a level, by all means do. Let's tuck under, roll back and hold. Switch on the tummy, pick up one leg and then the other. If you're comfortable here, reach your arms long. We're going to revisit the exercise we started with, our little toe taps. Exhale, tap, inhale, lift, tap, lift. We've got 4 more for each side. Really squeezing through the tummy. 3, good, 2, and 1 more for each. Good, hands behind the thighs and roll all the way back up. Just going to shift forward a little bit. Okay, let's go again. This time we'll explore the double taps. So we roll back, hold there, pick one leg at a time, hold here, reach the arms long. Let's tap and lift. Now, what I'd like to see is that you're not leaning back and lifting up. So your body stays up nice and tall as you tap those feet down and up. You want to see like your legs are moving as one. So both toes should tap the floor at the same time. I've lost count. Let's do another 2 and 1. Pick up the thighs and roll up to sitting. All right, one more round. We're going to have a go at leg extensions. Again, we're going to try and stay up nice and tall. So let's roll back, hold the tummy in, pick up one leg and then the other. Reach the arms long. Let's extend. 1 and back. 2. Good, we're here for 10. 3. We're really working through the tummy. You're going to start to feel your thighs work as well. This is a good one for the hip flexors, which often seem so tight that we don't want to strengthen them. But as a general rule, muscles become tight when they're weak. So they might need a little bit of work. Again, I've lost count. Let's go for 4, 3. We're going to hold our boat pose after this last one. Hold here, grab your legs if you need to. Otherwise, reach the arms long and we're going to roll all the way down to lying. So let's tuck the pelvis under, stretch the legs out as slow as you can. I've never been good at those. And then rest. Well done. Let's open our elbows wide. Palms are facing the ceiling. So are the elbows. And then we're going to bend our knees as wide as the mat. Rock side to side, keeping your elbows on the floor. If you want more stretch, which I definitely do, we're going to bring our knees towards our chest. Same thing, side to side, but don't let those elbows lift. You're going to get a nice stretch through your chest. Inside. Good. Side to side. Let's do 1 more each before we stand up for our arabesques. I said the roll down was the last. Bit of effort, but I lied. I'm sorry, I forgot about our arabesques. All right, let's roll all the way up to sitting and stand up. Okay, here's the last bit of effort. So we're going to do a little bit of standing work. You'll be standing on one leg. But before we do that, in standing, think of connecting the ribs towards the hips. So we want to really feel the front of the stomach wall engage. Shift your weight back onto your heels a little bit. So we often stand quite far forward with our backs sort of hinging through here. We're going to switch on through the tummy, bring the weight onto your heels, and then you're much more posturally aligned. We're going to take the weight onto the right leg and hold. Make sure your buttock is on a little bit. We're going to start by bringing your left foot up in front of you, and then just back down. We'll do 3 of these before we move into our arabesques. So bring the knee up towards your chest. Now, with a soft right knee, fold forwards, reach your arms long, aim to get your body horizontal. Press through the right heel, bring your left knee up in front of you. That was the first of 8. Fold over, reach long, press through the heel, come back up tall. Good. 6 to go. Let's reach it out. Squeeze through that left glute. We've done lots of practice for our hip extension today. Hip extension's important. That's it. And knee back up. Last 4. At the end of this set, we're going to do some little squats on our standing leg. 3. Try and use your stomach here. It will help keep you balanced. 2 more. Good. Folding over. And 1 more time. Fold over. Hold your arabesque. Let's pulse. 10. 9. Little squats. 8. 7. Working through that right leg, but also squeezing through the left leg. 5. 4. Good. 3. 2. 1 more. Come all the way up tall. Hold that knee up if you can. I didn't quite make it. And let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop your left foot down. Give your legs a quick shake. We'll do the other side. So standing tall, tummy on, weight back on your heels. Let's take the weight onto the left leg, bring the right leg up in front of you. We'll just do 3 of these little knee raises, getting used to taking the weight on the left leg only. And now let's fold it over, reach the arms long, kick the right leg back behind you. Find that horizontal position. So for our arabesques, think more about the fold at your hips. So the hinge point really is at your hips. Your knee is soft, but we're not doing a squat yet. We'll do the squats at the end only. So fold, reach long. Good. And then stand back up. Similarly to when you're on your hands and knees, when you're folding and kicking that right leg back behind you, try not to do it at the expense of your neutral spine position. So we want to keep the lower back nice and neutral and squeeze through the buttock to get the leg to lift, not arching the back. Let's go 4. Good. Have a quick look at your knee as you fold over. As we fold, we want to make sure that the knee lines up with the 2nd and 3rd toes, the way that it's pointing, not over your big toe or the inside arch of your foot. And 1 more time. Let's fold it over. Hold it there for 10, 9, good, 8. That's it. Keep your body nice and still. Well, it's bobbing up and down, but it's not lifting or lowering. Good. Oop, lost it. 3, 2, 1. Come up tall, hold it there. Count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pop your foot down. Give your legs a little shake, and then we're going to finish with our roll down. So we go chin to chest, round the spine, let your fingers drop down towards the ground. If you can't touch the ground, that's okay. Bend your knees until you can. We're going to straighten through the right leg, reach the right hand to the ceiling, open your chest. So really try and broaden through those collarbones. Look towards the ceiling, take your arm back behind you. Come back through the middle, straighten into the right leg, Open the left hand to the ceiling. Really open the chest, get that twist. Good. Feel a really nice stretch down the backs of your legs. Side. Good. Other side. And let's fold back to the middle. Give those knees a little shake out. Bend one, then the other. And then we'll soften both knees. Press through the heels. Use your leg muscles here. Squeeze through your butt, squeeze through your thighs. Use your stomach muscles. Roll your spine back up. One bone at a time. Roll the shoulders at the top. And we're all done. Thank you very much. It was so nice to see you all on International Pilates Day. I hope you enjoyed our second class. Next weekend's Mother's Day, so we might do a special class for all the young mums in the group. And I look forward to seeing you again then. Thanks, girls.